Hello everyone, Visual42 back again, and apparently my last deck report video did not upload the other day. Hopefully this one will. Let's look at what's going on. Let's look at what's going on outside of Kickstarter first. First of all, a couple new decks that were released from CardSark, which you can get at cardsark.de if you are in Europe or elsewhere. And if you're in North America, it's best to get them from mymagic.com. These are the new Phoenix full tilt back playing cards. They're basically full bleed decks. Basically, there's no white borders. The back goes right to the edge, so there's a red one and a black one. Outside of that, the faces are fairly standard. Exactly the same as the other Phoenix decks. And it's my understanding that they're not even supposed to be for sale yet, but they are. And shipping at my Magic to Canada cost me about $250. It's orders under $100. It's like 25% on top of what you're paying. So it only costs a couple bucks, and it got here super quick. I can't complain about that. Also, apparently there might be a couple of decks coming up to Deck Starter, but sadly they are unimpressive and probably going to be overpriced. I don't know much about them. And there was a deck that is available, went up on a pre-order on United Cardists yesterday. You have to be a member of United Cardists, called the Black Rock Collective. It's a third edition apparently. I don't have any of them. First edition apparently is hard to find. Second edition, which is white, a white deck you can find, and I think they had some available on United Cardists. And then the new one is a black one, and they basically feature different art in every card, and they're very pricey. It's like £60, I believe, £50, £60 for one deck. Actually, no, wait, that can't be right. Okay, so it's £30 for one deck. That works out to about $60 Canadian, just under that in US. That is ridiculously expensive, and I definitely have to pass. That's just too expensive. Um, I, I, I don't like when people go, here's a deck, it's $60. You want it? That's what you get. I don't think it's worth that much. I just don't. It's bad enough when people will charge you $25 for a deck on Kickstarter or $30. It's just ridiculous. Also, Jackson Robinson's been a busy man. Not only has he been working on a new Tally Ho Circleback deck, but he is working on a new version of the Federal 52s. I don't know if it's just going to be one deck, if it's going to be 8. Who knows with Jackson Robinson, but it looks pretty nice. And one more thing, Fear 11 has a release coming up this Monday at 11 a.m. I believe it is. It is related to the Charity Water. It looks like it might be another Charity Water deck. Now let's get on to Kickstarter. There's a few projects that are ending soon. First of all, the Bicycle Elegance. And we got some collectible playing cards. 40 hours left. No doubt they'll be launching another one any day now. I know they do have one for sure that they are coming up, which is the Bicycle Sewer Dwellers, I believe. They do have one available for pre-order on their website, which is the Bicycle Thorn, which is a green borderless deck, which looks pretty nice. I do recommend checking it out. Definitely good for like fanning and forcing. And yeah, and then the Killer Clowns, which they had recently on Kickstarter, should be coming soon. I already got a confirmation to. Well, I already got asked for confirmation of my order, so it should be coming soon. The Tanabra playing cards from 4PM Designs. 60 hours left now. That's a very nice looking deck again. Definitely check it out. The Ace Punk playing cards, which is a strange deck. 19 hours left. It is funded. They were only looking for $1,500, so not a big surprise. It's going to be printed by Printer Studio, which I believe is in Canada. I'm not entirely sure. And I think I've had a deck made by them before. It was mediocre at best for the quality. It was alright, but it was just not for like fluorescent and handling and magic and stuff like that. But the steampunk deck, this Ace Punk deck has a steampunk theme to it. Every card has different art on it. This looks like stuff thrown on the cards for the hell of it. The back design is divided into 4 different colors. It looks like a freaking Uno card or something. 4 different colors. And basically it looks like 4 different armies fighting each other across the back of the cards. Just one way back for sure. Just weird. Might be okay for fanning if it fans. But that's about it. The official American Standard playing cards, 16 hours left. It's not doing good. They somehow managed to scrape up $111. They managed to surpass $100 with 6 backers. There is not a chance in hell this one's going to get funded unless USPC themselves decides to back it, which is never going to happen. The Goonies deck, 300% funded. I do not know how that happened since it's only open to Americans. Non-Americans, basically, we get screwed. We don't get we can't get this one. We won't be able to get it from resellers for $30 later on, or we have to get it shipped to somebody in the U.S. And my person in the U.S. for shipping stuff to has become a little bit unreliable lately, so I don't know if I'm going to send them anymore. So pass. They don't want us to buy it, and we won't buy it. The Aguila playing cards, another beautiful, awesome deck. I believe they've hit a stretch goal, or very close to hitting a stretch goal, for gold foil and embossing on the unlimited version deck. And they are funded. 6 days left. Definitely check that one out. I recommend it. The Gothic playing cards, 7 days left. They need about $3,000 more. There's a possibility it won't get funded. Hopefully, I'm backing it. I like it. The Sophia Ray playing cards, they have 7 days left as well, but it's not going to happen. They're way too far, unless they have a miracle. The Bicycle Occult from Gambler's Warehouse, they have added a add-on for the new yellow and green dragon backs. I believe it's $6 each US, $9 each international, which is not bad. It's cheaper than on the website, what they were selling on a pre-sale there. And there's only about 1,500 left, so if you haven't gotten any, get them. The Elements playing cards from Aliens Inc., Alien Slink, whatever they're calling themselves nowadays. 4 days left. It is funded, but I'm not feeling it myself. They don't want to sell to me anyway, so hell with it. Not a big loss. The Icon playing cards from Benji Taylor, 5 days left. Somehow got funded. Somehow got funded overnight. Either yesterday, I think it was yesterday night, or actually the night before. 2 days ago, I checked it out. They were about 3,000 pounds or 4,000 pounds short. The next morning, I wake up, and it's like, funded. It's like, what? How the hell did that happen? How did they get that much money overnight? And then I noticed there was 4 pledges from one person under 4 different accounts who just joined Kickstarter like yesterday. And to me, that is very questionable. The fact that they just skyrocketed in funding all of a sudden, and then they got bogus accounts, in my opinion. I had to cancel my pledge. And then, of course, you have a kid who's like 14 working on a Kickstarter project, which apparently he's not allowed to be doing because he's underage, and it leads you to wonder if he'll be able to fulfill, or if he might take the money and run because he's 14. What are they going to do? Throw him in jail? Not likely. So you gotta buyer beware with that one. There is a couple new decks on Kickstarter to mention. First of all, playing cards Deconstructed. Interesting idea. It's supposed to be USPC. The back design is very plain. It's just a red back design. Somewhat similar to LTDs, I guess, to some extent. The faces are fairly standard, but what they've done is for each pip, they have taken a part of each court card and put it into the pip, and it's on all the pips. So it's kind of interesting and unique, but I'm not sure if it's going to get funded. And that's that. Then there's the Morse code playing cards. It's supposed to be USB-C as well. It's very colorful. It's a black deck. Each suit has a different color in the pips. Court cards are sadly not very good. And the back design is pretty horrible. I shouldn't say horrible, but it's not great. It's just a bunch of dots, lines everywhere. It's based on Morse code, so you kind of get the dot, 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 dot thing going on the back design, but it just does not work. Outside of the back design, it's not that bad. The court cards could use some improvement. Hopefully there is some improvements, otherwise it's not going to happen. And then the Synthesis deck has been relaunched. I mentioned this one before. It's got kind of like a sketch design to it with a graph paper type design on the backs and the faces. Not a whole lot of color, just pips. The back design I think is a one-way. I don't recall exactly, but they've relaunched and it's a little bit sketchy. They got a $3,500 goal. There's no mention of a printer. Apparently they lost some of the files pertaining to the tuck box, so they have to redo all that. And they didn't change anything. It's just, you know, the deck wasn't doing very well as a USB-C deck. Probably wasn't going to get funded, and now they've relaunched it without making any changes to a deck that was a failure, and just lowered the goal without even identifying who the printer is. Yeah, not interested. Pass. So that is what I've got. I don't think I got anything else. I got more reviews and card classes coming up. Still looking for a job. And I've got all sorts of decks that are available for sale on my Facebook page. I'm having some fun with it. I threw everything into a backpack, and I'm letting people kind of reach in, theoretically, and grab decks out, and they can buy those if they want. Instead of going, here's a bunch of decks, there's the prices, buy them. Anyways, that's that. I will see you next time. Oh, I submitted one more thing. Small sponsorship that I'm doing, or that I'm being sponsored by RichiesCardStore.com. You go to RichiesCardStore.com, use my name, VJose32. You get not 10, but 11% off your order each and every time. Alright, see ya.